Hi everyone! In this unit, we're learning about unpacking a standard. I'll be discussing elementary education and second grade mathematics. I'll be covering the standard, the source of the standard, and why I chose it. I'll be going over the big ideas and skills needed to master the standard, some projects and activities to use, as well as types of assessments I'll use to assess students' mastery. Let's get started. So the standard I want to focus on is understand place value. In Hawaii, we use the Common Core, so I got this from the Common Core State Standards website. In this standard, students will understand that the three digits of a three-digit number represent amounts of hundreds, tens, and ones. For example, 706 equals to 7 hundreds, 0 tens, and 6 ones. Within this standard, there are two following cases for students to also understand, which is 100 can be thought of as a bundle of 10 tens, called 100, and the numbers written in 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900 refer to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 hundreds, and 0 tens and 0 ones. On the left is the standard I'm covering, which is understanding place value. And on the right is the standard of learning number operations in base 10, which is mentally add 10 or 100 to a given number, 100 to a 900, and mentally subtract 10 or 100 from a given number, 100 to a 900. And prior to even learning that standard on the right, you need to learn about the one on the left, which is the place value of the digits. So the reason I chose this standard is because it helps students understand the meaning of numbers. Without learning this concept, students struggle when regrouping ones and tens or borrowing, and algorithms for adding and subtracting multi-digit numbers make little sense. Place value encompasses not only position and value of digit, but also decomposition of number and numbers' relationship to other numbers in the system. For students who struggle with understanding place value, zeros are difficult to comprehend. For example, the number 406. Many students will read it as 406. This doesn't necessarily mean they lack the understanding of place value, but it does make it difficult to understand what the numbers mean when they're grouped together. The struggle with place value and zero specifically carries into multiplication and division, so it's important to have strong fluency and efficiency in understanding place value. So what's the big idea? Well, the verb of what the student is to do is to understand that the three digits of a three-digit number represent amounts of hundreds, understand that the three digits of a three-digit number represent amounts of tens, and understand the three-digit of a three-digit number represent amounts of ones. The noun, what the student is to know, is a three-digit number represent amounts of hundreds, three-digit number represent amounts of tens, and three-digit number represent amounts of ones. They're going to be able to explain and understand that the 100 is 10 groups of 10, represent each digit in a three-digit number using hundreds, tens, and ones. Explain the value of each digit in a three-digit number, place value. Explain the value of the zeros in a given 100 at 0 tens and 0 ones, and decompose a three-digit number in various ways, such as 734 is 7 hundreds, 3 tens, and 4 ones, or 6 hundreds, 13 tens, and 4 ones. So what are the skills that the students need to master the standard? They need to learn vocabulary words of ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands. Be able to count and identify to 1,000. Count by fives, count and add by tens and hundreds. For any given number between 100 and 900, mentally add and 10 or 100 or subtract 10 or 100. They must understand odd and even numbers, tell whether there are an odd or even number of objects in a group by putting them into pairs or by counting by 2. Read and write large numbers through 1,000 using number and number names. Relationship between ones and tens and hundreds. 10 ones equal 110. 10 tens equal 100. Add and subtract large digit numbers. Solve one-step and two-step word problems by adding or subtracting numbers through 100 and adding and subtracting within 1,000. So on the as far as 21st century skills, creativity and innovation is being able to think creatively and work creatively with others. Critical thinking and problem solving including but not limited to reasoning effectively, solving problems, communicating clearly and effectively through reading, writing, and speaking, collaborating and working effectively in diverse groups, demonstrating initiative and self-direction, work independently, demonstrating leadership and responsibility, construction and exploration of new understandings where knowledge is gained through integration of content from one subject to another using multiple modes in learning. In these next few slides, I'll be talking about a few activities to learn place value. So roll a dice worksheet. They have a pair of dice that they're going to roll, and the first number is written on the left. So on the worksheet, the far left is roll it. They're going to be writing their number, and they're going to be drawing the 100, tens, and 1 in the middle column. And on the right, they're going to write the expanded notation quotation. Place value bingo. Will be on PowerPoint. On a slide, I will have drawings, and they will find the answer on their bingo card and mark it. 5 in a row wins. And what's great about this game is that I'm able to differentiate it according to the students' level of understanding. So as you see on the right, the worksheet on the right has 2-digit values for those who hasn't reached the 3-digit value placement or learned about the hundreds value. The next activity is the QR code scavenger hunt. I cannot wait to use this activity in my future classroom. QR codes are scattered in the classroom and will be color-coded. The front of the class is the starting point, so there will be a map of the different colors they need to find in that specific order. And the students will record their answer on a sheet of paper and turn it into me at the end. And if they answered all questions correctly, they will receive a reward. Using formative assessments throughout the unit is helpful. So prior to starting this unit, I will give my students a form of pre-assessment to help guide my instruction of what students know and what I want them to learn. And this helps me differentiate and put them into groups, either heterogeneous or homogeneously. And after learning about place values, I will give each student an exit ticket to see if they understood the unit. Another strategy of assessing students' mastery and gain instant feedback is writing a prompt on the board with questions like, in which place is the 6 in this number? 668, and the answer is tens. So students will be given 30 seconds to answer and write their answer on the dry erase board. They will lift it up and show it towards me so I can see which student learned the concept and which students still needs learning. Need help in learning it. And so by the end of the unit, I would want to know if my students learned place value. Another form of assessment is the summative assessments, and I will give out a short quiz and an independent place value assessment worksheet. The questions on the assessments throughout the unit will be much less. However, at the end of the unit, I will probably have about 10 to 15 questions to answer. So 1 point for each question answered correctly. And this concludes my video on understanding place value. Thank you for taking the time to view my video, and I hope you enjoyed it.